time. But you know, we'll come back next week now.
Bruno Fernandes, clearly instrumental. Are you excited by how good it could get?
Very excited by having him in. He's come in, give everyone a boost. He wants to conduct the game, wants to control the tempo and the rhythm. Of course, we're not used to him yet. He's not used to us, but we need to speed that up because there's big games coming up now.
This is the day every player wants to have. I have the lucky to score this inning. We all give our best. We do an excellent game and find out my first winning at home.
You know, we love to get clean sheets, but most important thing is, especially with, you know, how close sort of the table is at the moment, 3 points is all that really matters.
You were in conversation with the referee after that disallowed goal for a while, all good-natured. How quickly did you know it wasn't going to stand, and how quickly did you find out why?
Yeah, within about a minute or so, they said it was handball, and fine margins, isn't it? It was sick and tired of talking about VAR. I'm sure you guys are sick and tired of asking the same questions and getting the boring, politically correct answers back. So take it on the chin, move forward, and you know, got a nice easy one against Liverpool next week.
Good interview from Troy. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says that Bruno Fernandes has given them a lift. You can see it, can't you?
Yeah, he's lifted the football club. He's lifted the fans. He looks like a leader. He's got a bit of arrogance about him that we quite like, to be honest. And at this time, United really need that. I thought he was very, very impressive. He wants the ball. He sees the pass. He's got a fantastic range of passing, as we'll see now. Here he is in midfield. He's proving here that he's deep. He wants the balls as early on in the game. Just a nice range of passing out to the right-hand side, setting an attack up. He's mobile. How about this for a couple of touches? Gets the ball back from Mason Greenwood, and a lovely, lovely little volley to set the United attack up again. He's similar. I mean, he can open doors, but he reminds me of Juan Mata in that sense. Yeah. But that's something that Juan Mata can't do. Running behind, uses pace and wins the penalty. And you know he's got an arrogance and a confidence about him when he does something like that. I mean, what a penalty. I haven't seen that much at Old Trafford recently, so it was it was a breath of fresh air. This is him running at the back four again, and setting up which was Martial's goal, and this is something I could probably watch all day. As a delightful finish from Martial. But I mean, he's breeding confidence in other players with what he's doing. I mean, that's a cross that I would have loved to have been on the end of. Have to be, and the fans.
And you'd have finished it better than that.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
I'd like to think so. But the fans have taken to him straight away. Solskjaer's obviously more than pleased with his buy there, and the fans are loving every minute of it at the moment.
It is early days, but I mean, you did the Chelsea game as well this week for 5 Live, and he just seems to have the I'm going to take control of this team.
Just confidence, you know. When you're a new player coming into a dressing room, we all knew what he could do. His stats were there for everyone to see, but sometimes that player, when it comes to dressing, just give the lift, and he's got that arrogance. I don't want to say arrogance, it's more confidence, and it seems like he's rubbing off on the rest of the players as well.
So you now go look at Mason Greenwood. How many of these would you have finished as well when you look at it?
Well, he's a totally different player to me. I certainly wouldn't have got in these positions. But yeah, what I like about him, he's 18 years old, and he's so, you know, he's an old head on young shoulders. He works back so hard as he showed there, but then he picks a pass, and he doesn't just pick a pass. I think we've been critical of Martial, just admiring the play from outside the box. He wants to get in the box. He wants to affect things. You can tell he wants to be a centre forward maybe ultimately, but he finds himself out on the right hand side, and this is where he can be really dangerous, attacking players. He can go both ways, which is important, and he always seems to get his shot on target. Here he is dropping deep and being a centre forward, spreading the play out wide, and then he wants to get in the box. He wants to get on the end of things. Obviously he can't quite get on the end of that one, but he deserved his goal today. I'm not sure what Capoue was doing there, I have to say.
Fielding at third man by the looks of it.
He didn't get back in either, but what a finish from Greenwood. And I have to say, deserved that goal. And he's probably played more than he expected to play this year, being 18 years of age. But what a talent. He's been a real shining light for United this year.
And it's going both ways, as Peter says. That is the biggest nightmare for defenders, presumably.
Yeah. I wouldn't like to play against him, because you don't know. He takes penalties with his other foot. He can go either way. He strikes the ball so cleanly. And, yeah, he's got a bright future.
Still stuff for United to work on, despite a 3-0 win.
So you want me to do the negative stuff?
No!
He's
I think you find it's constructive. Isn't that what you were saying?
Yeah, they're still sloppy, very sloppy at times. If you see here, Wan-Bissaka goes too far upfield, really. Lindelof kicks the ball out of play. And you've got to admire Maguire here for wanting to play out, because it's what defenders need to do, or the modern day defender wants to do, but it's not on this time. And it kept happening time after time. Maguire here. Matic actually runs into Maguire here, and you expect Deeney to put the ball away, but he just takes that extra touch.
Is it a lack of concentration?
Maybe, but, you know, sometimes when you're playing well, Fred loses the ball again here, and, you know, when you've got that confidence and you're playing well, sometimes you do stuff that you wouldn't normally do. And it happened throughout the game. They've got a chance to get rid of the ball here. They don't. It comes across, and Luke Shaw managed to get rid of it, but... And on another day, from the resulting corner, this is...
That's a goal on another day.
On another day, that is a goal. It is a handball. You know, give some credit to VAR for once. But against a top team, you know, they could have been punished today. And they just need to be careful, because I actually think this United team is growing confidence. I actually think they're looking better. I actually prefer them with a 3 at the back. I love Brandon Williams and I love his energy. But today they got the result, and that's all that mattered.
I suppose the little thing in that is that actually Watford did press them very well in the first half. The VAR goal being disallowed seemed to take the wind out of their sails.
A lot of those clips were in the first half when Watford were pressing well. I think the wind came out of their sails, shall we say, in the second half, and they didn't play anywhere near like they have been.
Right, with the worst away record in the Premier League.
To a back four, Brandon Williams, the other casualty, with Mason Greenwood making his first Premier League start since Boxing Day. Watford boss Nigel Pearson made just the one change from the 1-1 Premier League draw with Brighton on the 8th of February. Craig Dawson stepping in for Adrian Mariappa, your commentators.
The space between their lines became bigger, and if we could just play that pass forward and run forward quicker, then we'll create chances and some nice goals.
We've got 11 games to keep our season alive, and that's the most important thing, that we concentrate very much on ourselves. You know, I'm not going to get overboard with when things go okay, and I'm certainly not going to get overboard when things don't go your way, because what these situations need more than anything is a bit of calmness and the ability to think less emotionally.
Well, certainly a disappointing afternoon for Watford, but we'll come to that in just a moment. Manchester United are 5th in the table, 4 points off of 4th. It's incredible to see how they've turned things around.
Or it's incredible to see how bad the rest of that middle section of the Premier League is, because I spoke about Everton and Arsenal. If they would have victories, but fair play to United, that's all they can do. Even when they're struggling or not in their finest form, they find a way to win, and they find a way to climb into a Champions League spot, and that's all you can hope for. You have to capitalise on other results that are going around with other teams, and they did the business today. They got the result in.
They did, and actually, in fact, they're 3 points off of 4th, which is incredible.
They got an extra point just while they're sitting here.
They just earned it just now.
Just now.
The perception is, how on earth have they got there, by the way? They just crept up from nowhere.
But at one point we were sat here talking about United. We were really worried for them in terms of them even finishing the top 6. Now, what do you think, though? Do you think they've turned their season around, or is it too early to say that?
I think they're getting there, but there's always an unexpected loss for Man United, the way they've been playing this season. Their star players have turned up all of a sudden. Martial looks sensational. Bruno Fernandes has been a wonderful signing and is going to be, because he's a superstar player. And both of them played well today. But it was a Watford side, which we'll probably get onto, that were well under par. But that was a very easy win for Man United.
Well, let's look at Bruno Fernandes' goal. It was his first goal for Manchester United. It was a penalty. But let's look at the incident first, Steve.
Well, it was a simple ball from Fred to Daniel James, who puts Bruno Fernandes in. Of course, Ben Foster comes out and makes his mind up. You see, he's fallen over already, Bruno Fernandes, and rightly so. You know, that's his job to win the penalty. It would have been better if he would have, tried to shoot, if the goalkeeper made him shoot. But it is what it is, and he's very good at penalties.
You'd love to have the conversation with the goalkeeper and say, why do you feel the need to rush off your line? Now, can't you stay on the line? Because then you've got to
This is your gripe, isn't it?
Well, no, I've been in dressing rooms and I've sat and had conversations with people like David James, who was at West Ham, was at Liverpool. Me and Stevie were at Liverpool with David James, and I've sat there and I've more or less tried to play it from an outfield player's position or an angle where I'm saying, look, David, when we're going through, all I'm waiting for and all Bruno Fernandes is waiting for is you to rush off your line like Ben Foster did today. Yeah. And then we're going to try and slow our stride down and take our time. And then we're going to knock it round you. Because there's every chance if I take it on a wider angle, there's defenders getting back on the line, the chances are I'm not going to score. Don't make our job so easy. And once Bruno Fernandes went through, which was a good run, he's probably not going to score, slows himself down, waits for the goalkeeper to come off his line, knocks it around him, clear penalty.
How much has he boosted this side?
I think he's boosted them a lot. He scored today. He had 2 assists. You can see he's got a bit of class about him. He's taken virtually every set piece, so his delivery with the ball is good. He looks a standout player instantly. He looks the best midfielder they've got. And I think the fact that if you are struggling, if your team brings in a big major signing in January just to lift the team a little bit and take them to the next level, admittedly, they've got a few injury problems, a few injury worries. They're now back fit and well. The squad looks stronger and healthier than it has been in a while. And I think it all points in the right direction for United.
And what about Martial? He did well today
Flying.
as well, didn't he?
He's probably had a good month, actually, because with Martial a couple of months ago, you watch him against teams like Sheffield United, teams like Villa, teams like Bournemouth. Remember the game at Bournemouth? It was driving rain, didn't fancy the game. And all of a sudden now, whether it's a confidence thing, I don't know what his character's like. Maybe he's that type of player where when he's playing well and when he's arrogant and when he's confident, he performs better, which is a given, really, but still you've got to try and perform when the going gets tough. But today, I mean, poor from Cathcart on the line. Me and Steve were watching Cathcart's position. Now you've just got to stand still. Why he wanders off that position onto the 6-yard box line, I'll never, ever know. Clever finish from Martial. You must spot him. And it's a simple-ish finish. You just got to clip it over the goalkeeper. But if Cathcart stands still, he just clears that off the line. Yeah. Strange.
Martial looks brilliant there, doesn't he? I mean,
he's made him look like a genius.
Defenders he has around him. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's just the fact that he's just chipped it into an empty net. It's baffling for me to see, as a defender, why his thought is to go away from the danger, which is the goal. You are there to protect the goal. The fact that he runs away from it, I just couldn't... We watched the game live, me and Ian Wright. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. It's just baffling.
It is. Well, let's look at Greenwood's goal as well, because this was a brilliant goal to seal the 3-0 win.
Well, he's another player that's flying seams. I mean, 11 in all comps for Mason Greenwood, and he looks a natural.
And you see Deulofeu chasing the back. I had a real gripe with him early on. There was no urgency, doesn't want to run back. You see him, he stops there just admiring.
There might be a toss-up between who was running back.
He gives the ball away there, 7. He's a yard away from Mason Greenwood. By the time Mason Greenwood scores, he's 30 yards away.
There might be a toss-up who ran back the fastest between Deulofeu and Pepe Reina this weekend. Because both of them are not really busting the gut to get back in.
Even Martin Atkinson, the referee, runs past Deulofeu.
Good finish.
And they're in the relegation zone. But again, you don't want to take it away. You don't want to be negative about that, because it was a wonderful finish from, a truly improving, he's only 18, I think, Mason Greenwood. The fact that he scored that many goals and he finished like that. It's such an experience. It's really nice to see.
Well, let's talk Watford for a moment, because you've mentioned that, it was disappointing.
Very disappointing
just
today.
To see their performance, considering when Nigel first came in, OK, they had that loss against Liverpool, but then they went on a 6-game unbeaten run, and we thought, it's all turned around. But now, in their last 4,
it's turned around back negatively. They were excellent at Vicarage Road against United. I thought they were really good when they played Liverpool, even though they lost to Liverpool. They came out with a lot of credit, and you saw some fight, some aggressiveness. Today was really, really nothing, and it was very, very worrying for me. Considering the predicament they're in, I thought they'd go and have a real go at Manchester United today, and they were insipid. They were really poor today, and I thought it was a worrying trait to have.
Why has it changed?
It's a good question, it seems. The only positive, which is, you know me, I hate the term a free hit. But if there was ever a game for Watford to go and try and attack Man United when all the teams in and around you lost at the weekend, you turn up today and you think, right, if we can go there and get a win, it takes us bang out of trouble. If we can try and nick a point, really go for it. The fact that you get rolled over and now you're still in the bottom 3 and you haven't moved on anywhere, and now all of a sudden the fight, I wouldn't say the fight's gone out of them just yet, but the one thing you relied on Watford more so than the Bournemouths and the Brightons and all the teams that are down there, you knew they had a bit of muscle.
Yeah.
You knew they had a little bit of fight, home or away, to put a shift in. And I've not seen that performance from Watford over the last probably, I don't know, 8-9 games.
OK, well, let's move